IARC Writing and Listening Classes. Class 6. In this class, we will be looking at supporting, detail, and concluding sentences, and how these work inside the body paragraphs. Sometimes it is difficult to comprehend or imagine the structure of an essay, especially when there are so many parts. It is sometimes useful to think about hierarchies and jurisdiction in this structure. For example, an academic essay has many parts which guide or control the other parts. A good way of imagining the links between them is to think of them in terms of hierarchies or jurisdiction. For instance, the essay could be thought of like a company, with the thesis statement being like the shacho or company boss. The topic sentences could be like the department bosses, the supporting sentences are like the section bosses, and the detail sentences would be like the workers. In this way, the thesis statement controls the whole essay. The topic sentences, or the department bosses, control each department, i.e. each body paragraph. The supporting sentences, which would be the section bosses, or kacho, would control the sections within each body paragraph, and the detailed sentences would be like the workers, who do all of the work and find the evidence and data and information to support the supporting sentences, which support the topic sentences, which support the thesis statement. So everything could be thought of like a company. In this way, we can see that the supporting sentences, detail sentences, and concluding sentences each have their own specific place within the body paragraph. Supporting sentences usually come after the topic sentence and support the main point expressed in the topic sentence using words that begin with first or second or next or finally to introduce and to guide the flow of the body paragraph. Detail sentences come after each supporting sentence, and there's usually one or two detail sentences for each supporting sentence. They give extra supporting information such as data, evidence, and examples, and they will often use citations, so in-text citations. They will use words like for example, for instance, according to, and research shows in order to link to these citations. Concluding sentences come at the end of each body paragraph. They usually restate the topic sentence or summarize the supporting sentences. And these often use words like therefore to conclude, thus, and as you can see, to help summarize and tie up the main points in the body paragraph. Looking at our conceptual map, you might remember our conceptual map from last week, linking to a thesis statement and the body paragraphs through the topic sentences. Let's look at just one body paragraph for the moment, looking at the disadvantageous points about AI and robots. So as we can see here, the topic sentence is about disadvantageous points about AI and robots in society. If we were to give supporting sentences for this, they might look something like this. For example, the first disadvantage is that robots can only do what they are programmed to. And maybe another disadvantage would be another bad point is that robots will take over many jobs, displacing people. These support sentences link up to the topic sentence at the top. Underneath each support sentence, the detail sentences give evidence or extra information for the support sentences. As you can see here, the second detail sentence under the first supporting sentence introduces a citation. It's not a real citation, but it's an example of how it could work. As research by SoftBank 2016 shows, Pepper the robot still makes many basic mistakes. It's not real, but this is how you would use a citation in a detailed sentence. These citations and detailed sentences support the supporting sentence, which in turn support the topic sentence. And you can see that this pattern is repeated with citations in the detailed sentences supporting the supporting sentences in the next section of the paragraph. Finally, we come to a concluding sentence which tries to summarize the points given in the supporting sentences and by linking to the topic sentence at the start of the paragraph. This body paragraph will have several signposts, as you can see. The supporting sentence, for example, has the first disadvantage or another bad point to demonstrate that these are separate points, separate supporting sentences within the body paragraph. Also, in the detailed sentences, we can see as research shows and reports by dare and dare suggest. So you can see that this language is used to guide the reader through the paragraph. All of this will link upwards through the essay to the thesis statement in the introduction paragraph. If we were to practice this, we might change the topic. Maybe we're writing an essay about the causes and effects of global warming. And one paragraph, one body paragraph, might have the topic sentence of one problematic effect of global warming is the melting of the ice caps. So in this body paragraph, we would be looking at maybe why the melting of the ice caps itself is a problem. So we would give maybe a supporting sentence which says first, and then give a reason why melting ice caps is a problem. We would give data and evidence to suggest why this is a problem, as we see in the detailed sentences. We would give another point in another supporting sentence, give another reason why the melting ice caps is a problem. We would back this up with information and data as well in the detailed sentences. Finally, we could summarize and rephrase the topic sentence with the concluding sentence at the end of the paragraph, and all of this would support the thesis statement about global warming and the causes and effects and problems that it may cause and have. So, these essay parts can be looked at in more detail in your textbooks, and also you can practice about these essay parts on Quizlet, so feel free to use the link. When you come around to trying to write some supporting detail and concluding sentences, remember to use your rough plan and think about supporting sentences with points which support the topic sentence. That's basically what they're there for. The detailed sentences support the supporting sentences with evidence and data and information, mainly given through citations. And the concluding sentence will summarize the information given in the paragraph. The homework for this week is to review the listening units required for Test 2, and please remember to bring your notebooks and computers for next week, as we might well need them to write in the class. Good job, and thank you for listening.